After a century of development, the U.S. Navy has solved the one problem, preventing aircraft carriers from dominating the world. Historically, carrier aircraft are weaker than land-based aircraft, but not anymore. The U.S. Navy's new sixth-generation fighter is so powerful it bears the exact same name with the Air Force's newest and most powerful beast, a name that sends a message. The next-generation air dominance fighter. This fighter packs capabilities that qualify it as science fiction technology from the future, and maybe it is of the future, but shockingly, we've already seen the fighter today, and it's all thanks to nothing else but LED's shocking new way of celebrating hints of some interesting spoilers from the largest defense corporation in the world. Lockheed Martin began on July 1, 2023. Lockheed Martin posted a series of images on Instagram in celebration of the 80th anniversary of the firm's legendary Skunk Works division. Most of the simple drawings posted on Instagram represented groundbreaking aircraft designed and fielded by the Skunk Works over the past 8 decades, like the U-2 spy plane, SR-71, Blackbird, F-117, Nighthawk, and F-22 Raptor. But the final image in this post didn't resemble any known Lockheed Martin from the past. It resembled a fighter, yet to be built, a fighter fit for the future. Suspicions rose on if this was America's next air superiority fighter. While others believed Lockheed would never reveal America's next fighter prematurely, or would it? Well, a few weeks ago, Lockheed Martin doubled down in continuation of its 80th anniversary celebrations. A new, similar ad surfaced that highlighted LCK's innovations over the years and once again featured a fighter that looks ready to dominate the future skies. The design of the fighter was in line with almost everything known about America's next-generation air dominance fighter, or NAD fighter for short, but there's some crucial information that the world doesn't readily know, such as the fighter's connection to an elite group of explanees and the U.S. Navy explains are any groundbreaking experimental aircraft of the U.S. military designed to wield new and unfielded technologies. Once an aircraft is unique enough to drop jaws, it's an X-plane THEAD fighter, fits the profile like a glove for one. It is unique and ushers in an entirely new generation of aircraft. Secondly, it actually began right from the very start as a highly classified X-plan effort back in the year 2014 under a study titled the Dominance Initiative, which was carried out by the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency DARPA. The effort resulted in multiple prototypes which combined cost almost $1 billion to produce, but it was all worth it. The prototypes demonstrated never-before-seen combat capabilities that were so impressive the U.S. military got straight to working on a next-generation fighter that would replace the F-22 Raptor and dominate the skies for decades to come. This was how the NAD program came to be, with a budget of about $1 billion. DARPA. The Air Force and the Navy had enough to fund their individual efforts on a next-generation fighter. The agony confusion of the U.S. Air Force and Navy teaming or no teaming stems from this. There was widespread assumption that the Air Force and Navy were both developing the same fighter, since both services were said to be developing the next-generation air dominance fighter. But this wasn't the case. Despite the twin names, the two services were developing completely different fighters, although they'll likely share technologies, concepts, and ideas. The fighter would replace the F/A-18 Super Hornet in the Navy and the Raptor in the Air Force. DARPA's efforts in the program had made it clear to both the Air Force and Navy that instead of a single fighter, the Air Superiority Fighter program would best produce a family of systems headed by an Air Superiority Fighter. Each member of the family would be assigned a specific specialty or be versatile enough to take up various secondary roles. Much progress has been made in the INAD program in 2020. Former Air Force acquisition official Will Ruhr made headlines around the world when he revealed that a technology demonstrator related to the NGADE program had already flown with meaningful success, while the majority of the program has remained top secret. Seagull birds have gone around chirping on the otherworldly capabilities both NGAD fighters of the Air Force and Navy could have, And here they are. As a quick recap, INGD stands for Next Generation Air Dominance. It is America's sixth-generation program tasked with developing the future generation family of systems that will ensure air superiority for U.S. forces in the most challenging operational environments. The family of systems includes new sensors, weapons, unmanned aerial vehicles, and other technologies. All led by the sixth-generation fighter referenced in Lloyd Martin's July Instagram post and November ad. How capable would this leader be? It's time to find out. Stealth is an advancement that has been here only one generation of fighters ago, but it's one that's here to stay, according to the Air Force's biannual acquisition report covering the fiscal years 2019 and 2020. The NAD fighter maximizes its stealth features by taking an overall triangular shape, internally holding its payload, and having no distinct tail section, also known as vertical stabilizers. It is the first fighter in history to be unveiled with such a revolutionary design. Vertical stabilizers had always been required to keep an aircraft airborne until the concept of active flow control came to life in the $2 billion B-2 Spirit, the world's most expensive aircraft open architecture. Decades of history have taught the U.S. to other members of the fleet, whether sixth generation or not, to keep the entire fleet of friendlies abreast of relevant information in real time regarding weapons. The NAD fighter is expected to be armed to the teeth with the widest array of advanced American guns, bombs, missiles, and laser-directed energy weapons. Of these laser weapons are the most headlining for understandable reasons. For one, they have unlimited magazines, as they can continue combat aircraft or CCAs. And in the Navy, as let's just stick to CCAs, these CCAs will perform many missions according to the orders of the NAD fighter. This way, each NGAD fighter would operate as a mini fleet of